So Recreators has finally returned after its short break, and I would even say episode 16 in itself was a break in all actuality. Like, I mean, last episode that we've had of Recreators was more of like a refresher. It kind of felt like filler in a lot of ways, like they were just trying to refresh everyone's memories of what was going to happen at this battle. That's why I never did a review on episode 16. There was really nothing there to review. Episode 17, however, even though it's pretty much an action-focused episode, for the most part, I mean, the Blitz stuff at the very end of the episode, that shit was amazing, and we'll definitely talk about that, but for the most part, this episode, it was a very, honestly, chillax episode. I found myself to just be watching this, having a lot of fun watching it. It wasn't the best episode, it wasn't the worst episode, it was just an enjoyable episode for the most part, for about 90% of this episode. It was really cool to finally see this battle start up. I mean, I would assume this battle's gonna last a couple of more episodes, and then there'd be a couple of episodes for probably epilogue, something like that. That's how I see this kind of pacing working out here. But I thought it was very fun to see Yuya and his pretty much arch enemy there, and him fight. We have all these different types of fighters really going in, all in, having this explosive battle. The music was on point. Like, it didn't feel like the music was trying to mirror what was happening on screen. It was really just have a badass music track playing with a bunch of explosions. And it was fun for that. But I really did enjoy the stuff with Blitz. I think that stuff is really where this episode shines. Because even if it didn't have this, this was a fun action episode. This is what we're building up to. This is exactly what we knew was going to happen. And then, of course, there'd be a couple things off and on with our arch enemy here. Everything else like that would be insane, which we'll definitely see in later episodes. But the stuff with Blitz is the most interesting to me because this is a really interesting concept, having creators and creations, because we write stories in our world and we make some fucked up stories, but they're stories, they're not real people, so it's fine to put characters through horrible situations, and sure, we might feel for them, but we know at the end of the day they're not real. That's why we can see a character's head get cut off in anime. So the fact that these creations are actually feeling what was wrote in stories, characters like Blitz or any of these characters who have been thrown in war situations or just horrible situations like Blitz, who had his daughter killed in the most brutal way, they're gonna have some negative feelings for their creator for the very reason why would you write something this horrible just for enjoyment? And when you do pull away and a story becomes real, you probably do feel a little fucking bad as a creator for what the hell you did, because while some of these other people were writing family-friendly stories, you were here killing off people's daughters in the most brutal way. So I thought the interaction between the creator and Blitz was really interesting because this creator felt very different from the others because she was like, the reason I put your daughter through all that situations is it was the most interesting, and then she gets shot for that. Which you can completely understand why Blitz would do that, like, knowing what he went through, of course he's gonna want to kill his creator, like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You literally destroyed my family for sick pleasure? But what he doesn't know is that now that she's actually brought his daughter back, like, she's literally made his daughter come into this world and be alive. Which, as a creator, before knowing, of course, you're gonna write fucked up stories, but I feel like any creator with a goddamn heart, knowing that they put literal people through what they did, I feel like pretty much every creator would want to undo that, and this is exactly what happens. And I love the reaction for Blitz because all along he's thinking he needs to get revenge for his daughter, when in actuality he now has to pay back a debt to his creator for bringing back his daughter, and now will have to go up against who he was fighting for. It's a really interesting turn of events. It was a great character moment because as a viewer I just thought she was going to die. I didn't know, I thought they were just going to leave it as she doesn't feel sorry, she was perfectly fine with it, she's going to die for it, she wrote a good story. They literally switched the entire dynamic with the military coming in and then revealing his daughter. That was just, it completely changed the episode for me. I thought it was a fun, action-focused episode, and I was fine with that, and then they showed the Blitz stuff, and I completely was like, this is a fantastic episode just because of that final scene. This episode was good. I think Recreators as a whole is a very solid anime. It has its bumps here or there, but I think because it's not trying to extend it to be like a 24 or 25 episode series, there is a lot of fluff that I feel like is getting cut out, even if we have had recap episodes, and we had last week's episode, which honestly didn't do a whole lot. I feel like at the core, the main story-focused episodes are doing a pretty good job, and I feel like this is going to be a fun battle, the final battle that we've been building up to. Art and animation was on point. Really, I feel like this was a good episode. The break was worth it. I feel like we got something. I feel like most people who were expecting something crazy with this battle, I feel like we're getting that. I feel like it's going to get even more insane. The birdcage is completed. Everything's just going to be insane, and who knows how this is all going to end, and ultimately, if the good guys are going to win, or if the enemies are going to prevail and the world will be destroyed. Really, only time will tell, but I had a blast with this episode, especially with the Blitz stuff. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How was the wait for this episode, and what was your favorite moment in the episode and why? Let me know, and before you leave, smack that like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.